All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for Emory Healthcare's Health and Wellness Speaker Series for DeKalb County School District employees. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and is getting ready for this holiday season. We have a really exciting presentation for you all this morning that's super relevant to this time of year. It is called Caring for Yourself During the Holidays. And we are fortunate to have with us one of my colleagues, Earvenia Brooks, this morning. She is going to give you all some great information, tips and tricks. And just a little bit about Earvenia. She is an Atlanta native. She is married with 2 children and 4 grandchildren. In 2018, she actually retired from a rewarding career in the telecommunications industry. And then in 2020, she graduated and completed her Master of Arts degree at Luther Rice University and Seminary. And upon completion of her degree, she sensed a strong draw towards the ministry of chaplaincy, and she responded to that by joining Emory Healthcare's chaplaincy training program, where she completed her internship and residency there in May of 2023, so just earlier this year. And she is now a part of the Emory Healthcare spiritual health team and serves as a chaplain, mainly in our Emory Hillendale and Emory Decatur and our Emory long-term acute care hospitals. So we are really excited to have her with us this morning. And with that, I'm gonna kick us off and share our presentation and pass it over to Earvenia.
Good morning. I hope you all can hear me. If you can't, just let me know. Thank you, Lindsay, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to say to each of you, I am just honored and just so excited to be here with you this morning. This is a subject that's near and dear to most people because the holidays can bring on such levels of stress sometimes. Along with the joy, we're trying to manage a whole bunch of things. So it's a good time to have this presentation. Lindsay, can you go to the next slide for me, please? We have in December, we have Christmas, of course. We just finished with Thanksgiving and all the fun of doing Thanksgiving is sort of in the rearview mirror. All the food, festivities, friends, family gatherings, all of that. And so now we're looking forward and going towards other holidays like Christmas. And then there's Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, and then also Hanukkah. So we have 3 significant holidays in December, and I'm sure there are others, many others, but those are the 3 that we recognize and actually many people gather to celebrate. I want to ask you a question. Now it's open mic time. What do you love about the holiday season? What do you enjoy most about the holiday season? You can open your mic and speak, or you can type it in the chat, whatever's comfortable for you.
Family gatherings.
Family gathering, yes, yes. Anyone else? Let's see what we have. Family time in the chat. Yeah, family time, yes. Giving and receiving gifts, food, yes, yes, yes. The festivities, I enjoy the lights, seeing people come together over sights and sounds. Christmas spirit, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I tell you, you all have hit all of them on my list in terms of what I enjoy best about the holidays. Next slide, please. Yeah, you said it. It's the joy, the gatherings, the giving, the sentimentality, the reminiscing, the decorating and light shows. Yeah, we love those all. It takes us away from the routine business of doing life and puts us amazingly in a lighthearted mood. Would you agree? I'm going to take that as a yes. So let's go to the next slide. Yes. So here's the subject of what's difficult about the holiday season. In the Charlie Brown song, he sings, holidays are here, happiness and cheer. While that's true for some, there are many people that don't really enjoy the holidays as much as they'd like to enjoy the holidays. Can you share with me some reasons why you think for some, the holidays are the worst time of the year? Loss of loved one, okay. Others, people go away from loved ones. People are away from loved ones. Yeah. Financial difficulties, when you don't or can't have your family around. Yeah. Deployment of children. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure most of us can relate to most of these. In fact, I think you've peeped my presentation because I had all those points on my presentation. A terrible event occurred at that time before. Yeah. Yeah. And people may not be able to give as they desire due to personal financial reasons. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Stressful time. Yeah. Widow. Yeah. Next slide, please. Lindsay, lonely. Yes, yes. You know, sometimes it's the preparations and events and celebrations that can cause and lead to burnout. Burnout is another. Just being so burnt out and tired over trying to make it happen, making it wonderful, can make it not the best of times in the year. Can we have the next slide, Lindsay? And as many of you answered, grief from loss of a loved one due to death, painful memories from the past holidays, relationship breakup, financial stress, loss of income I'm seeing coming in the chat, overall sense of loneliness and isolation. You all hit that. Very much so, went straight to it. So those are some of the reasons why this is not the best time of year for a lot of people. And seasonal depression, yes. So it comes with that old saying of bah humbug, bah humbug. I know you've heard that phrase before. The reason for that is many. So I want to go to the next slide, Lindsay, and share some information. There was a survey done in 2014 where 755 people were questioned on the survey. And those respondents reported that the holidays contribute to feelings of sadness or dissatisfaction. And here are some of the stats here. The survey was done by NAMI, which is National Alliance for Mental Illness. And by the way, feeling blue, feeling sad, being depressed, and all the things that some do not enjoy about the holiday or cannot enjoy the holiday because of those reasons, that's not just for adults. Children and teens suffer from holiday blues as well. And it's not a mental illness issue, it's a seasonal situation. It's just like someone said, seasonal depression. It comes with the season. So here's some stats from that survey that was done by NAMI. 68% felt financially strained. 66% experienced loneliness. 63% thought it was too much pressure. 57% reported unrealistic expectations. 55% found themselves remembering happy times in the past in contrast to the present. And 50% were unable to be with loved ones. You all are already honed into this. So thank you. I want to now move to the next slide, Lindsay. and start to discover some ways that we can help ourselves cope during the holidays and methods to approaching it in a much more positive and meaningful way for the season. And one thing I want to recommend is meditation, prayer, and mindfulness. One or all three of these can help make it easier to balance our mental health and the holidays by helping us navigate through difficult emotions and manage expectations. Now, this exercise that I have, you see on the slide, is called a mindful breathing exercise. And if we think about the breath is fundamental to life. And breath is the key factor to health and wellness and a sense of well-being. So we're going to do a quick exercise. If you would engage with me, I would like to invite you to try this exercise with me to just kind of examine the before and the after. Another note on breath, it improves the mental and spiritual sense of well-being and reduces stress and strengthens the immune system. So if you can, those of you who are able and those of you who would like to participate, I invite you to join with me on this mindful breathing exercise, just a few minutes. And I'm going to speak and ask you to do a few things and follow along if you can. Some of you are not in position to do this because part of it is closing your eyes and sitting in a relaxed position. So with that, I'm going to ask as many of you who can to just close your eyes, position your feet squarely on the floor, rest your hands in your lap or on your armchair. Just kind of settle into that rested position with your eyes closed. Take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Now, with your eyes still closed and remaining in the relaxed position, I'm going to ask you to breathe as normal. Whatever your normal rhythm of breathing is, just breathe. As you breathe, I want to ask you to focus on the air that's coming into your nostrils. Just focus on that air rushing through your nostrils. Take it in and then breathe it out. Continue your focus on the air coming in through your nostrils, that precious breath of life. While you're breathing, I want you to just notice. You don't have to do anything about it, but notice any stress or tension you might be feeling in your body. Let's start with a scan. Do you feel any tension in your head or in your neck? Just notice it. You don't have to do anything about it. Just notice it there. Moving down to your chest. You feel any tension? Keep breathing. Now in your hands, are your hands tight or your fingers relaxed? Now through your position in the chair, is your back relaxed and leaning against the chair or whatever device you're sitting in? Now move on down to your legs and your feet. Do you feel your feet sitting squarely on the floor? Keep breathing. Now as you breathe in air, I want you to sense yourself or envision yourself breathing in air of relaxation. Breathe out tension, pressure, anxiety. Breathe in air of calm. Breathe out any negative thoughts, any questions. Breathe in relaxation. Send the breath to every area of your body where you notice tension. Just focus on that. Put your focus on the breath and imagine it going to those places of tension and bringing calm and safety and peace. Keep breathing. If you have any thoughts that come up, it's okay. Just let the thought go and return back to your breathing and why you're breathing. You're breathing to bring in calm, peace, and relaxation. Now at the count of 3, we will end the breathing exercise. 1, 2, 3. So are we all back yet? If some of you are still in the breathing exercise, that's okay. But for those of you who are back online, I'd like you to open your mic and share with me what that was like for you. What was your experience with that breathing exercise? Nothing extraordinary, not looking for, oh, I was healed. Just what did it do for you during that experience?
It took me out of my head and just let me focus on my body.
Mm, good. Any others?
Yes, it allowed me to realize the tense that I was feeling, that I didn't, and I wasn't aware of it until you were going down, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am tense in that area. So it just kind of brought it to reality.
Yeah, yeah. And with the breathing, did you feel any of that tension lightening up?
I
Valerie?
did.
Oh,
I
good.
did. It was relieving as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Andrea says it allowed her to, I didn't see that, went by real fast.
Clear my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Clear your mind. Yes. Are there any others? Well, I'll have to tell you my secret before I do anything, whether it's presenting or sometimes going from one patient to another difficult situation. That's what I do. And it's amazing how, if you put it into practice and learn to expect what it's going to do for you, it's really very helpful, very helpful. I would encourage you to do that exercise throughout the day as you're going about your day, when you're getting ready for a difficult situation, or you just left a difficult situation. To just do that, take a few minutes, not even 5 minutes, to practice that breathing. It's called mindful breathing. It takes your mind away from, designed to take your way designed to take your mind away from the anxiety into a place of calm and peace. And so I hope you find that to be your experience as you move forward trying that exercise. Okay, can we have the next slide, Lindsay? Okay, caring for yourself during the holidays. Here are a few tips, some other tips. Plan ahead. Get mentally prepared. I'll wait until all of these roll in. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, there we go. Get mentally prepared. Being prepared mentally is, wow, it helps you from being overwhelmed with things that must be done. Just preparing yourself mentally. Also, make lists and prioritize what you're going to do for the day. That helps to help you feel a sense of manageability throughout the day. And set limits. Set limits on the amount of time you're going to spend doing your activities. Also, set limits on your budget. Set limits on how much you will spend, or how much time you're going to spend at an event, or how much time you're going to spend relaxing. Well, you don't need to set limits on that, but do be aware that we have to bring that time into play. Also, relaxation is key. And stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. Next slide, Lindsay. Allow and honor your feelings. Allow and honor your feelings. Check in on yourself. Well, let's go back, Lindsay. Yeah. Back to the previous slide. There we go. Allow and honor your feelings. Thank you, Lindsay. Check in on yourself. Take note of how you're feeling. Do you feel sad or do you feel happy? Where's that coming from? What do I need to do with that? Do I need to do something now, or do I need to wait later, or does it really matter? But check in on how you're feeling. Acknowledge what's there, because in acknowledging what's there, it gives you a chance to actually bring it to surface. It gives you a chance to emotionally deal with it, and it gives you a chance to be in touch with how you're feeling, so that you can join into the present moment. Be present. When you acknowledge how you're feeling, you decide then, I'm feeling this way, but I'm going to deal with that later, or maybe that's just a common feeling that I have. I'm going to be present here, because if not, without acknowledging your feelings, it sits there as a ghost haunting all of your thoughts. So if you just acknowledge it, put it on the table before yourself, you can be more present with others that you spend time with. You can choose to act on it, depending on what it is, or let it go without judgment. Next slide, Lindsay. Give yourself permission to say no. How about that? How about that? We're not reared as children. We're not reared to say no. We just, we have to say yes and agree. On the jobs, we're not, don't feel the liberty of saying no, right? But on those things where you have the realm of control, give yourself permission to say no. Care for your needs. This means you've got to care for your needs. You're saying no because there's some things you need to do for yourself. Self-care, that's a big word, self-care. And in caring for yourself, you build emotional and physical health so that you can bring your best you to those that you're with. I'm interested in going back to this issue of self-care. What are some of the things that some of you do to take care of yourself that really brings a piece of calm and all is well when you do it? You can say it out loud or type into the chat.
I would like to say that as far as saying no, no is a complete sentence. I don't have to explain why I say no. No is my answer.
No is your answer. And how do you build up? How are you confident that no is sufficient? That there are no other things attached to your no that others might want to, might be curious about?
Well, I do. I'm the youngest sibling, and I do find myself explaining why. And then I realize I don't have to, as long as I'm not rude.
Okay. That's a good point. That's a very good point. There are many polite and kind and loving ways to say no. I have a link that I want to share with you on the multiple ways of saying. All of them are just so precious. I don't know if I have a favorite of all these, but very helpful ways to relieve your conscience, to give you peace about saying no. So I will share that with you at the end. So please don't let me forget that. But another wonderful thing is caring for your needs. You have to care for your needs. And in order, you're saying no because there's something else that you need to spend your time on. Is that right, Valerie? Something else. It could be just rest. It could be that you don't have the time. It could be that you are just tired, So saying no always has a benefit to you. And that's part of self-care as well. Any other ideas on, I like to ask and open up the chat for ideas on how you care for yourself, not just during the holidays, but on a regular basis. Just how do you meet your needs for self-care?
So it looks like we got a few comments in the chat as well. One person said quiet time. Somebody else said sit quietly and do something they want to do. Another individual said their self-care is to go outside and look up, feeling space above them, and also sometimes an Epsom salt bath. We're getting lots of great ideas in the chat.
Yes, and you all are right on it. I have a list too I want to share with you. I won't type it into the chat, but these are some options. Maybe one, some, or all of these may sound appealing to you. Take good care of yourself. Get enough sleep. Eat a balanced meal of healthy food and minimize alcoholic intake. That's somewhat of a no-brainer, but the alcoholic intake, alcohol is sometimes a depressant for some people. So it's not all that good and positive for you, for some, if it's not done in moderation. Exercise. Exercise could be gardening, cleaning, yoga, physical exercise, walking, whatever you do to move your body is good self-care. Also, if you have a lot to do, accept help from others. People you can trust to help you and get things done at the level you like things done. Get that help from other people when you have a lot of things to do on your list. Keep a journal. Spend time in nature. Get plenty of rest. Engage in your favorite hobby. Draw comfort from your faith. Take quiet time to draw comfort from your faith. Practice meditation and mindfulness. We just got through with mindful breathing exercise. There are many others. We'll be sure to share the information in different ways to say no. Wonderful. I'll be happy to give you that. And also massage therapy. Be kind. Here's another one. Be kind with and gentle with yourself and with others. Yeah. Any comments so far? I think we have something else in the chat. Anything new in the chat? Let's see. Okay, the last thing I see is we'll be sure to share the information on different. That was Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate that.
Somebody had asked for that information. So yes, we will be sure
all
to get
right.
that out.
Okay, wonderful. Next slide, Lindsay. Focus on what you can control. That's a big one right there. Focus on what you can control. Get to my notes here on that one. Yeah, there are many expectations, right? Many expectations. All the planning and all of this has to go into consideration. And but we have to be realistic about it. We have to set realistic expectations and be careful about and mindful about anything that may cause the onset of depression or anxiety. So set realistic expectations for yourself and for others those who are expecting some function or task from you. Make sure the expectations are realistic. Also, do not worry about the way things should be. We have these levels of this is what's perfect for me, or this is what I consider the best way to do this. But be intentional about appreciating the moment. It's okay if everything's not according to plan. Try to appreciate the moment with friends, with family, with whatever occasion you're participating in. Because one thing that we have to be careful of and mindful of is there's no perfect family. There is no perfect holiday, and that's a fact. So be intentional about just appreciating the moment that we share with family and friends and others. And I saw that coming up earlier in this presentation about family, that so much about being with family is what we enjoy most about the holiday. And Ms. Z says, my planning period is ending, but thank you for the session. Okay, so she has to leave. All right. Next, choose what is meaning for you. Let's go to the next slide, Lindsay. Choose what is meaningful to you. Be selective. If you're invited to attend a function that you know is going to make you miserable, or you won't have a good time, you're not going to enjoy it, you're just showing up because you want to do a favor, think about that. Think about it. Is that the best use of your time? Also, look at your values and the event and see if the event lines up with your values. That's a good way to find out what's most meaningful to you. Be selective about what you do and how you spend your time. Examine what you want to gain from the function. Are you really, for some, it's just a matter of loving an individual who invited you to a function and you really love that individual and you want to support them. That's one thing. But if you know when you're going to get there that you're going to be miserable, I don't know if I would choose that one. So be true to yourself. Know what it is that you want to gain from the holiday and what's most valuable to you, and spend your time doing that. Be true to yourself. Next slide, Lindsay. Okay. And what we've said so far in summary: plan ahead, allow and honor your feelings, give yourself permission to say no, focus on what you can control, and choose what is meaningful to you. Next slide, Lindsay. And we'll end with this famous saying by Helen Keller: the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. They must be felt with the heart. Well, that concludes my presentation this morning. And I want to thank you all for attending. I hope some of you, as I have noticed going into this presentation, you're already on top of it. You're already aware of how you go forward, how you spend your time, what you enjoy about the whole period of the season. That's wonderful. But for some, maybe there's some things that are new that you were not incorporating into just your practice of taking care of yourself and managing and setting limits. So I hope that some of this has proven to be beneficial for you. And I want to thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you. I know your time is very, very precious, and I don't take that for granted. Again, I am honored, and I consider it a privilege to have been able to join you this morning in this webinar. Thank you, Lindsay, for inviting me.
Of course. And I think so. We still have a few minutes left. So if any folks have any, I guess, other questions, comments, we are happy to still hang out for a few minutes if that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Can we get the different ways to say no information?
Oh, yes. Here we go. Let me get that to you now.
I was going to say, we will put that in the chat. And then I'll also add it on maybe one more slide at the end of the presentation, and we'll be sure to share that slide deck with you all as well. And again, any questions, comments, ideas, thoughts, you all are welcome to use your microphones. You're able to mute and unmute yourself if you have access to your microphone, or feel free to use the chat function or the Q&A function as well. So
Also,
Earvenia,
if we-
we just got a great question in the
Okay.
chat. So somebody said, when your kids aren't feeling the holiday spirit and you don't want to push at them, what is the best way to try to engage with them?
Well, you don't push at them. If they're not feeling it, you may want to ask, how are they feeling? What's important to them? What would they like to do? I would get closer to what they're feeling. We're so expectant of others, our children, friends, joining us in our time of joy. But again, remember, there are teens and children sometimes who experience the holiday blues, and it's just a temporary period. You don't know what's going on in their heads or what they're feeling, what they might be going through, and maybe just some time listening to them. Instead of expecting them to join you in your space, you join them in their space and just listen. Without advice, just listen. And that's the best gift that you can give to, I think, that you can give to your children, is just being a good ear to what they have to say and what they have to share.
Somebody else just asked in the chat if we can share the website to find the presentation. And yes, I will share that in just a moment with everyone. Earvenia, I was wondering if you had any favorites that you would share or recommend with everyone when it comes to resources, maybe as kind of books or podcasts or different like blogs that you might follow, or what are some of your kind of favorite resources that you might recommend to people?
We have here in Chaplain, so we have some great resources. I will look through those, and I should have done that before now, but I will provide those to you, Lindsay, and get them to you. But there's some great websites. Psychology Today has a plethora of articles on the holiday blues. If you could, of course, you always have to be careful about the source, but Psychology Today I find to be reliable. And there are others, but if you just type in Google holiday blues, there are lots of writings and articles on what happens during the holiday blues. For instance, those stats that I shared with you from NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, I picked that up from Holiday Blues. So there are a lot of reliable sources out there. Just start your journey looking for them, but I will provide you with a list, Lindsay, so that you can provide to everyone else. Okay, along with that link to saying no to the holidays. How to say why it's difficult to say no.
Awesome.
Not no to the holidays, but why we have difficulty saying
I mean, if you want to choose to say no, it's people are welcome.
That's your choice.
Yeah.
That's your choice. Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, it looks like I don't see any other questions or anything coming in the chat. So I have a few resources I want to share with everyone before we wrap up. But first, just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Yes.
And yeah, we will see you all next time.
I do have one more thing